His story contains one of the most powerful miracles of Jesus, a miracle that wasn't just a healing, but a reversal of death itself. The story of Lazarus is a profound declaration that Jesus has authority over our final enemy. Here are 5 key facts about him. 1. He was the brother of Mary and Martha. Lazarus lived in the village of Bethany with his 2 sisters, Mary and Martha. The Gospel of John specifically notes that Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus, highlighting their close, personal friendship with the Lord. John 11 verse 5. 2. Jesus intentionally delayed coming to him. When Lazarus fell ill, his sisters sent a desperate message to Jesus. Upon hearing the news, Jesus did something shocking. He stayed where he was for 2 more days. This delay was not neglect, but a divine setup to reveal God's glory in a greater way. John 11 verse 6. Like, share, comment and subscribe for more amazing Bible facts and people. Check out more people of the Bible in the playlist link in description. 3. He was dead for 4 days. By the time Jesus arrived in Bethany, Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. This detail is crucial. In Jewish tradition, the soul was believed to linger near the body for 3 days. After 4 days, there was no doubt, death was absolute and irreversible to everyone but Jesus. John 11 verses 17 and 39. 4. Jesus wept before raising him. Upon seeing the grief of Mary and the others, Jesus was deeply moved in spirit and troubled. Then, in the shortest verse in the Bible, we see his humanity. Jesus wept. He was not a distant miracle worker, but a friend who entered into the pain of loss, even though he was about to defeat it. John 11 verse 35. 5. His resurrection plotted by the religious leaders. Lazarus' resurrection was so powerful and public that many Jews put their faith in Jesus. This prompted the chief priests to plot to kill not only Jesus, but Lazarus as well, because his very existence was a living testimony to Jesus' divine power. John 12 verses 10 to 11. Lazarus' story is so much more than a miracle. It's a promise. Jesus' words, "I am the resurrection and the life," were proven true at that tomb. It assures us that the one who wept with grieving friends holds ultimate power over death, offering eternal life to all who believe. What does the statement, "I am the resurrection and the life," mean to you personally? Share in the comments. If this message of hope resonates with you, please like and subscribe. In the famous love story of Jacob and Rachel, there is another woman, often overlooked, yet profoundly significant. Her name was Leah, and her story is one of heartbreak, hidden worth, and a legacy that would shape a nation. Here are 5 key facts about her. 1. She was unloved from the start. Leah was given in marriage to Jacob through a cruel deception by her father, Laban. The Bible states plainly that Jacob loved Rachel more than Leah, and that Leah was unloved. She began her married life in the shadow of his sister. Genesis 29 verses 30 to 31. 2. Her name likely means weary or wild cow. Unlike the beautiful meanings of many biblical names, Leah's name is thought to derive from a word meaning weary, less flatteringly, wild cow. This perhaps reflected her father's view of her and set the stage for her difficult life. Meaning explained through context. Like, share, comment and subscribe for more amazing Bible facts and people. Check out more people of the Bible in the playlist link in description. 3. She became a mother through God's compassion. Though she was unloved by her husband, God saw her pain. He opened her womb, and she bore Jacob his first sons. With each birth, she expressed her deep longing for her husband's affection, naming her sons Reuben, see, a son, Simeon, Herd, and Levi, attached. Genesis 29 verse 32. 4. She fought for her husband's affection. In a poignant and desperate act, Leah traded some mandrakes, thought to aid fertility, she had gathered to Rachel for a night with Jacob. This shows the painful rivalry between the sisters and Leah's relentless hope to win her husband's love. Genesis 30 verses 15 to 16. 5. Her legacy was greater than she knew. Despite feeling overlooked, Leah's legacy was monumental. Her son, Judah, became the ancestor of King David and, ultimately, Jesus Christ. Another son, Levi, became the father of the priestly line. The unloved wife became the matriarch of the Messiah. Verse on screen, Genesis 49 verse 10. Leah's story is a powerful testament to finding our worth not in the affections of others, but in the compassionate gaze of God. She was deemed unloved by man, but chosen by God for an eternal purpose, reminding us that our value is defined by our Creator, not our circumstances. Have you ever felt overlooked or undervalued? How does Leah's story speak to you? Share your thoughts in the comments. If this message of Hidden Worth resonated with you, please like and subscribe. He was born into a family rivalry, and his name reflected a desperate hope for love. Yet, from this complicated beginning would come one of the most important tribes in Israel's history. Here are 5 key facts about Levi. 1. His name means attached. Leah gave her third son the name Levi, saying, "Now at last my husband will become attached to me." His name was a cry from his mother's heart, expressing her deep longing that Jacob's heart would finally be joined to hers. Genesis 29 verse 34. 2. He was the full brother of Judah. Levi was the third of Leah's first 4 sons, making him the full brother of Reuben, Simeon, and, significantly, Judah. This close brotherhood placed him in the foundational line of Israel's tribes, with Judah later becoming the royal line and Levi the priestly line. Genesis 35 verse 23. Like, share, comment and subscribe for more amazing Bible facts and people. Check out more people of the Bible in the playlist link in description. 3. Jacob cursed their anger in his final blessing. In his final prophecy, Jacob did not bless Simeon and Levi. He condemned their fierce anger and cruel wrath. He prophesied that they would be scattered in Israel, a punishment for their violence at Shechem. Genesis 49 verses 5 and 7. 4. His tribe was chosen for a sacred purpose. In a stunning reversal, God transformed Jacob's curse into a blessing. After the incident with the golden calf, the tribe of Levi stood with Moses. God then chose them to be his priests and caretakers of the tabernacle, scattering them not as punishment, but as a blessing in every Israelite community. Deuteronomy 33 verses 8 to 10. 5. He is the ancestor of Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. The tribe of Levi produced Israel's most foundational leaders: Moses, the great deliverer and lawgiver; Aaron, the first high priest; and Miriam, the prophetess. From a legacy of violence came the mediators of God's law and worship. Exodus 2 verse 1. Levi's story is a powerful lesson in God's ability to redeem a legacy. What was meant for a curse, God used for his glory. From a violent beginning came a tribe set apart for holy service, proving that God can transform our deepest flaws into our greatest purpose. Where have you seen God turn a difficult part of your story into something purposeful? Share in the comments. If you're amazed by God's redemptive power, please like and subscribe. He was a doctor, a historian, a travel companion, and the only Gentile author in the entire New Testament. The man we know as Luke gave us a beautifully detailed account of the life of Jesus and the birth of the early church. Here are 5 key facts about him. 1. He was a Gentile physician. Luke was not a Jewish disciple. He was a highly educated Gentile and a physician by trade. His medical background shines through in his writings, as he pays careful attention to healing miracles and uses precise medical terminology. Colossians 4 verse 14. 2. He wrote more of the New Testament than anyone else. If you measure by word count, Luke is the single largest contributor to the New Testament. He authored both the Gospel of Luke and the Acts of the Apostles, which together make up over a quarter of the entire New Testament text. Contextual fact. 3. He was a loyal travel companion to Paul. Luke was a faithful companion to the Apostle Paul during his dangerous missionary travels. In Acts, the narrative suddenly shifts to we instead of they, indicating that Luke joined the team and witnessed events firsthand. Acts 16 verse 10. 4. His gospel highlights the outcasts and women. Luke's gospel has a special emphasis on Jesus' love for society's outsiders. He includes more parables and stories about women, the poor, and social outcasts than any other gospel, showcasing the universal reach of God's grace. Luke 19 verse 10. 5. He was a careful historian. Luke opens his gospel by stating his methodical approach. He carefully investigated everything from the beginning to write an orderly account. This makes his work not only inspired scripture but also a reliable historical document. Luke 1 verse 3. Luke's legacy is immense. As a Gentile, he shows us that the gospel is for everyone. As a doctor, He brings a healer's compassion to the story, and as a historian, he gives us a trustworthy record of the most important events in human history. Which of Luke's unique stories, like the Good Samaritan or the Prodigal Son, is most meaningful to you? Share in the comments. If you appreciate the depth of the Gospels, please like and subscribe. His Gospel is the shortest, the fastest paced, and filled with immediate action. But who was the man behind the narrative? He was Mark, a follower who started his journey with a failure but became a vital voice for the early church. Here are 5 key facts about him. 1. His gospel is action-packed and urgent. Mark's favorite word is the Greek word euthys, which means immediately or at once. He uses it over 40 times. This gives his gospel a rapid, energetic feel, focusing on Jesus as a man of powerful action. A key example, Mark 1 verse 42. 2. He deserted Paul and Barnabas on a mission. Mark, also called John Mark, initially joined Paul and Barnabas on their first missionary journey, but he left them partway through and returned to Jerusalem. This failure caused a sharp disagreement that later separated Paul and Barnabas. Acts 15 verses 37 to 39. Like, share, comment, and subscribe for more amazing Bible facts and people. Check out more people of the Bible in the playlist link in description. 3. He was eventually reclaimed and redeemed. Mark didn't stay a failure. He was later reconciled to Paul, who called him a fellow worker and comfort. More importantly, he became a close companion and interpreter for the Apostle Peter, whose eyewitness accounts likely formed the basis of his gospel. 2 Timothy 4 verse 11. 4. His symbol is the lion. In Christian tradition, the 4 gospel writers are represented by 4 living creatures. Mark's symbol is the lion, reflecting the powerful, royal voice that cries out in the wilderness at the beginning of his account. Mark 1 verse 3. 5. He focused on Jesus the suffering servant. While Matthew highlights Jesus as king, Mark emphasizes Jesus as the suffering servant. He doesn't include a genealogy of kings but jumps right into the service and sacrifice of the Son of God, who came not to be served, but to save, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Mark 10 verse 45. Mark's story gives hope to all of us who have ever failed or quit. God's grace is powerful enough to redeem our past and repurpose our lives for his glory. From a deserter, Mark became a dependable historian of the greatest story ever told. Have you ever experienced a second chance that changed your life? Share your story to encourage others. If you're inspired by stories of redemption, please like and subscribe. In a family of 12 brothers, one would rise above the rest to carry the most important legacy in human history. His name was Judah, and from his line would come kings, and ultimately, the King of Kings. Here are 5 key facts about him. 1. His name means praise. After giving birth to her 4th son, Leah declared, "This time I will praise the Lord." So she named him Judah. His very name was a declaration of worship, shifting the focus from her struggle for Jacob's love to praising God. Genesis 29 verse 35. 2. He interceded to save Joseph's life. When the brothers plotted to kill Joseph, it was Judah who intervened. He said, "What will we gain if we kill our brother? Let's sell him." While still a terrible act, this intervention spared Joseph's life and set in motion God's plan to preserve their family. Genesis 37 verses 26 to 27. Like, share, comment, and subscribe for more amazing Bible facts and people. Check out more people of the Bible in the playlist link in description. 3. He failed his daughter-in-law, Tamar. Judah failed to give his 3rd son to his daughter-in-law, Tamar, as custom required. In a dramatic turn, Tamar disguised herself and revealed Judah's hypocrisy. When confronted, Judah admitted, "She is more righteous than I," acknowledging his own failure. Genesis 38 verse 26. 4. He offered himself as a guarantee for Benjamin. Years later in Egypt, when Joseph demanded Benjamin remain as a slave, Judah offered himself in his brother's place. This selfless act showed his transformation from the brother who sold Joseph into slavery to the brother willing to become a slave to save his family. Genesis 44 verse 33. 5. He received the messianic blessing. In his final prophecy, Jacob gave Judah an incredible blessing. The scepter will not depart from Judah, and the obedience of the nations shall be his. This pointed directly to King David and, ultimately, to Jesus Christ, the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Genesis 49 verse 10. Judah's story is one of profound transformation. He was a flawed man, a betrayer and a hypocrite, yet he grew into a selfless leader. His life proves that God's redemptive plans are not thwarted by our failures but are fulfilled through His grace. How have you seen growth and redemption in your own story? Share in the comments. If you're amazed by how God uses imperfect people, please like and subscribe. For 2,000 years, one name has echoed through history, inspiring countless lives and shaping the very fabric of our world. His name is Jesus. But who is He, beyond the familiar stories? Let's explore 10 transformative facts about Jesus Christ. 1. His identity is prophesied. Centuries before His birth, the prophet Isaiah foretold a sign from God Himself. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and will call Him Emmanuel. This name means God with us. Jesus wasn't just a good man or a wise teacher. His arrival was the fulfillment of a divine promise, marking the moment when the Creator entered His creation. His very name, Yeshua, means the Lord saves, defining His mission from the very beginning. Isaiah 7 verse 14, Matthew 1 verses 21 to 23. 2. He affirmed the outcasts. In a culture riddled with divisions, Jesus consistently crossed social barriers. In John chapter 4, He did the unthinkable by openly teaching a Samaritan woman. He told her, "The one speaking to you, I am He." John 4 verse 26. This was a direct revelation of His identity as the Messiah to someone who was a double outcast. His message of living water was for everyone, breaking down walls of gender, race, and social status. John 4 verse 26. 3. He calmed a storm with a command. Mark chapter 4 tells us that a furious squall arose on the sea, terrifying the disciples. They woke Jesus, fearing for their lives. The Bible tells us, He got up, rebuked the wind and said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." Then the wind died down and it was completely calm. Mark 4 verse 39. This miracle demonstrated His absolute authority over nature itself, offering peace in the midst of our most terrifying storms. Mark 4 verse 39. 4. He healed a man born blind. In John chapter 9, Jesus encountered a man blind from birth. His disciples asked who was to blame for his condition. Jesus reframed the question, saying, "Neither this man nor his parents sinned, but this happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him." John 9 verse 3. He then healed the man, showing that God's heart is to display His power and compassion through our weaknesses. John 9 verse 3. 5. He fed the 5,000 with a boy's lunch. In John chapter 6, a huge crowd followed Jesus. Seeing their need, He took a boy's small lunch. The scripture says, Jesus then took the loaves, gave thanks, and distributed to those who were seated as much as they wanted. He did the same with the fish. John 6 verse 11. Over 5,000 people were fed, with 12 baskets left over, proving His abundant provision for our needs. John 6 verse 11. 6. He raised His friend from the dead. When Lazarus died, Jesus told Martha, "I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die." John 11 verse 25. He then went to the tomb and called out, "Lazarus, come out." John 11 verse 43. The man who had been dead for 4 days walked out, alive. This was a powerful declaration of His power over death itself. John 11 verses 25 and 43. 7. He taught a radical ethic of love. In His Sermon on the Mount, Jesus revolutionized moral teaching. He declared, "But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." Matthew 5 verse 44. This command flipped eye for an eye on its head, calling His followers to a higher standard that reflects the merciful and perfect character of God the Father. Matthew 5 verse 44. 8. He washed His disciples' feet. On the night before His death, Jesus performed a shocking act of humility. After washing His disciples' feet, He told them, "Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you." John 13 verses 14 to 15. He modeled that true greatness is found in serving others. John 13 verses 14 to 15. 9. He offered grace to a condemned woman. When religious leaders brought a woman caught in adultery to Jesus, he responded, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." John 8 verse 7. After her accusers left, Jesus told her, "Then neither do I condemn you. Go now and leave your life of sin." John 8 verse 11. In this, he perfectly balanced grace and truth, offering a fresh start. John 8 verses 7 and 11. 10. He commissioned his followers with peace. After his resurrection, Jesus appeared to his terrified disciples. His first words were, "Peace be with you. As the Father has sent me, I am sending you." John 20 verse 21. He didn't commission them with a sword, but with a message of peace and reconciliation, empowering them to bring his hope to the world. John 20 verse 21. The life of Jesus Christ is a stunning portrait of divine power clothed in humble compassion. He calmed storms, healed the broken, conquered death, and redefined love. His invitation to know him and follow him remains open to all. Which of these facts about Jesus resonates most with you today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video meaningful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message of hope. From an infant hidden in the Nile to the leader who stood before Pharaoh, Moses' extraordinary life continues to inspire millions. Here are 5 essential facts about this monumental biblical figure. 1. A miraculous beginning. Moses' life began under a death sentence, but his mother placed him in a basket on the Nile River. In a stunning turn, Pharaoh's own daughter found him and adopted him as her own. This divine rescue placed Moses in the royal household, where he received an education that would later equip him to lead a nation. Exodus 2 verses 5 to 6. 2. The divine encounter. After fleeing Egypt, Moses spent 40 years as a shepherd. Then God appeared in a miraculous burning bush that wasn't consumed by the flames. From this holy ground, God called Moses to return to Egypt and confront Pharaoh, revealing his sacred name, Yahweh, and promising to be with him every step of the way. Exodus 3 verses 2 to 3. Like, share, comment, and subscribe for more amazing Bible facts and people. Check out more people of the Bible in the playlist link in description. 3. Confronting power. Armed only with a staff and God's promise, Moses repeatedly confronted the most powerful ruler on earth. Through 10 dramatic plagues, God demonstrated his supreme authority over Egypt's gods, each miracle increasing pressure on Pharaoh to release God's people from bondage. Exodus 9 verse 1. 4. The parted sea. Trapped between the Red Sea and Egypt's approaching army, Moses stretched out his hand as God commanded. Overnight, a mighty wind parted the waters, creating a dry path for over 2 million Israelites to cross safely. One of the most spectacular miracles in biblical history. Exodus 14 verse 21. 5. Receiving divine law. On Mount Sinai, Moses spent 40 days in God's presence, receiving not just the 10 Commandments but the entire covenant law that would shape Israel's worship, justice system, and daily life for generations to come. Exodus 31 verse 18. Moses' incredible journey, from prince to prophet, shows us that God prepares and positions those he calls, empowering them to fulfill purposes far greater than they could imagine. Which part of Moses' story inspires you most? Share in the comments. For more biblical profiles, don't forget to like and subscribe. In an age of widespread corruption, one man's faithfulness preserved life itself. The story of Noah and the Great Flood remains one of the most epic accounts of judgment and grace. Here are 5 essential facts about this righteous patriarch. 1. A righteous man in a corrupt world. While the world descended into wickedness, Noah stood out as uniquely righteous. Genesis tells us he was a man who walked faithfully with God amid generations of corruption. His faithfulness positioned him to receive God's warning and his monumental mission. Genesis 6 verse 9. 2. The Ark of Salvation. God gave Noah specific instructions to build an enormous ark, 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. This massive vessel would become the means of salvation for Noah's family and representatives of every land animal, preserving life through the coming judgment. Genesis 6 verses 14 to 15. Like, share, comment, and subscribe for more amazing Bible facts and people. Check out more people of the Bible in the playlist link in description. 3. The Great Flood. For 40 days and nights, The floodgates of heaven opened and the underground springs burst forth. The waters rose until they covered even the highest mountains, fulfilling God's judgment on the earth's corruption, while the ark floated safely above the destruction. The waters rose and covered the mountains to a depth of more than 15 cubits. Every living thing that moved on land perished. Genesis 7 verses 20 to 21. 4. God's covenant remembered. After the waters receded, God established his covenant with Noah, promising never again to destroy the earth with a flood. The rainbow became the eternal sign of this promise, a beautiful reminder of God's mercy and faithfulness to all generations. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Genesis 9 verse 13. 5. A fresh start for humanity. Noah and his family emerged from the ark to a cleansed earth, commissioned to repopulate the world and steward God's creation. They represented humanity's second chance, a new beginning built on the foundation of one man's obedience and God's preserving grace. Genesis 9 verse 1. Noah's story stands as a powerful testament to the impact of one faithful life. His obedience amidst global corruption preserved not just his family, but the future of all creation. What does Noah's example of faithfulness mean to you? Share your thoughts in the comments. For more biblical profiles, be sure to like and subscribe. Began as Christianity's fiercest persecutor and became its most influential missionary. The story of Paul the Apostle is one of the most dramatic transformations in history. Here are 5 essential facts about this remarkable man. 1. The persecutor of the church. Before he was Paul, he was Saul of Tarsus, a devout, highly educated Pharisee who was violently opposed to the new Christian movement. He approved of the execution of Stephen and passionately sought to destroy the church, arresting believers and throwing them in prison. Acts 8 verse 3. 2. The Damascus Road conversion. While traveling to Damascus to arrest more Christians, Saul was confronted by the risen Jesus himself. A brilliant light from heaven flashed around him, and he heard a voice saying, "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" This moment of divine encounter instantly transformed the persecutor into a follower. Acts 9 verses 4 and 6. Like, share, comment, and subscribe for more amazing Bible facts and people. Check out more people of the Bible in the playlist link in description. 3. The Apostle to the Gentiles. After his conversion, God specifically called Paul to take the gospel to the non-Jewish world, the Gentiles. He embarked on multiple missionary journeys across the Roman Empire, tirelessly planting churches and arguing that salvation through Jesus was a free gift of grace for all people, Jew and Gentile alike. Acts 22 verse 21. 4. Author of nearly half the New Testament. Paul's lasting legacy is his writing. He authored 13 of the 27 books of the New Testament. These letters, written to churches and individuals, explain Christian doctrine, tackle practical issues, and explore the profound depths of God's grace, shaping Christian theology for 2,000 years. Romans 1 verse 16. 5. A life of suffering for the gospel. His mission came at a great personal cost. He faced opposition constantly. He was beaten, stoned, shipwrecked, imprisoned, and constantly in danger. Yet through it all, he could declare that he considered his sufferings worth it for the sake of knowing Christ and making him known. 2 Corinthians 11 verse 23. Paul's life is a powerful testament that no one is beyond the reach of God's grace. His journey from persecutor to apostle shows that God can redeem anyone's past for an extraordinary purpose. Which of Paul's letters has impacted you the most? Share in the comments. For more stories of transformation, don't forget to like and subscribe. His story is one of the most dramatic warnings in the Bible, a tale of compromise, rescue, and devastating loss. As the nephew of Abraham, Lot had every advantage, but his choices led to tragic consequences. Here are 5 essential facts about Lot. 1. A nephew of promise. Lot was a nephew of the great patriarch Abraham. He journeyed with his uncle from Mesopotamia to the Promised Land, sharing in God's blessing and protection. He witnessed miracles and God's faithfulness firsthand, positioning him for a life of great purpose and promise. Genesis 12 verse 4. 2. The choice of compromise. When the land could no longer support both their herds, Abraham gave Lot the choice of where to settle. Instead of staying close to his godly uncle, Lot chose based on wealth and comfort, pitching his tent near the wicked city of Sodom, a decision that would put his family in grave spiritual danger. Genesis 13 verses 12 to 13. Like, share, comment, and subscribe for more amazing Bible facts and people. Check out more people of the Bible in the playlist link in description. 3. A compromised witness in Sodom. Lot didn't just live near Sodom. He moved in and became a leader, sitting at the city gate. Yet when angels visited to rescue him, he tried to protect them by offering a horrifying compromise. His life in the city had weakened his moral authority, showing how deeply he had assimilated into a corrupt culture. Genesis 19 verse 7. 4. A reluctant rescue. Because of Abraham's intercession, God sent angels to rescue Lot's family. Yet Lot hesitated, so attached was he to his life in Sodom. The angels had to physically seize their hands and drag them to safety, declaring they could do nothing until Lot was out of the city, a powerful picture of God's mercy despite our reluctance to leave our sin. Verse on screen, Genesis 19:15. 5. The cost of looking back. As fire and brimstone rained down, Lot's family was given one clear command: flee for your lives. Don't look back. But Lot's wife disobeyed. Her heart remained in Sodom, and her look back became an eternal warning, a pillar of salt symbolizing the spiritual death that comes from clinging to a sinful past. Genesis 19 verse 26. Lot's story serves as a solemn reminder that God's rescue requires our full departure from sin. It challenges us to examine where we might be compromising and what we might be clinging to that could cost us everything. What do you think is the main lesson from Lot's life? Share your reflections in the comments. For more biblical character studies, like and subscribe. He was one of the most despised men in Israel, a collaborator with the Roman Empire. Yet, with 2 simple words, Jesus turned his life completely around. Here are 5 transformative facts about Matthew the Apostle. 1. The hated tax collector. Before meeting Jesus, Matthew was a tax collector in Capernaum, known also as Levi. He was considered a traitor by his own people for working for the Roman occupiers. Tax collectors were notorious for overcharging, making them both socially and spiritually outcasts. Matthew 9 verse 9. 2. The simple, powerful call. Jesus didn't give Matthew a long theological lecture. He simply walked up to his tax booth and said, "Follow me." In that moment, Matthew faced the ultimate choice: cling to his wealth and security or follow a wandering teacher who offered him a new identity. Matthew 9 verse 9. Like, share, comment, and subscribe for more amazing Bible facts and people. Check out more people of the Bible in the playlist link in description. 3. The immediate response. The most remarkable part of Matthew's story is his instant obedience. He didn't ask for time to think or to collect his earnings. He got up, walked away from his lucrative business, and never looked back. This demonstrates the compelling power of Jesus' personal call. Luke 5 verse 28. 4. A celebration for the outcasts. To celebrate his new life, Matthew threw a great banquet at his house and invited all his friends, other tax collectors and sinners. When the religious leaders criticized Jesus for eating with such people, Jesus gave his famous reply: "It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick." Mark 2 verse 15. 5. Author of the first gospel. The former tax collector became a powerful evangelist and the author of the first book of the New Testament. His gospel, written especially for a Jewish audience, brilliantly presents Jesus as the long-awaited Messiah, the fulfillment of Old Testament prophecy. Matthew 1 verse 1. Matthew's story is a powerful reminder that no one is beyond the reach of God's grace. Jesus specializes in calling the unlikely and transforming them for his glorious purposes. Who in your life needs to hear that Jesus calls the unlikely? Share this video with them. For more stories of transformation, be sure to like and subscribe.